Hello YouTube, this is Morqual again, and today I want to show you my 5-inch Trendmasters figures. And these right here, what you see, was an awesome bid. It was one of my firsts, and I'll show you my actual first bid in another episode. But this was the big macho burrito of my bidding so far. All of what you see before you, I got for $28. That is amazing. I have seen King Ghidorah go for $14 and up to $40, and that usually includes the box, so maybe it should be that. And Spacegodzilla, I haven't seen that much, and I know Ultraman Kronos loves him, because he just got one, and I know that he got him for less than $28, but more than 10, and that's just for the one figure. I got all of these for $28 from an awesome seller. And I'm thankful that I have them, because I wanted to recreate my childhood, get the figures that I lost. And now let me tell you a little about each figure. The first one, which is easiest to grab, is Mothra, which I like this Mothra because Mothra to me was always supposed to be a fluffy monster, because one of the first Godzilla movies I ever saw was Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. And I know the fans probably don't like it as much, it doesn't have as much flavor, but that movie had 4 monsters in it. And I just like I like the human characters, they were fun. And Mothra was this fluffy goddess of love and kindness to humans. And I think that Trendmasters, while updating her, you got angry eye here, they still kept her rather fluffy. And I still feel that this is a great Mothra figure. And the wings can fly, and this figure is about 5 inches this way. And I love these claws. Look, they're yellow, and they actually have points on them, and they're just insectile, and she's just great this way. And I love her. I don't think I ever had a 5-inch figure of her before as a child, but I had the small 4-inch figure in the 40th anniversary box set. So, that's Mothra. Another figure, which I did, a figure which I actually did have, was Mechagodzilla, and I got this when I was a little older, and I remember that it was so sad. He got chewed up. His head got chewed off, so I couldn't save the figure. There was no point. But now I have him again, and he is great. He's just a great representation of the Heisei Mechagodzilla, which isn't my favorite version, and that's only because we see him all the time in the toys and the video games. But I still like this figure, and I'm glad that I have him again. He's just very cool, and he's actually my stepdad's favorite monster from Destroy All Monsters, the video game. So I'm glad I have him. Now for another figure is the dynamic duo of Rodan and Godzilla, which I'm glad that I have these figures in good shape, because as you see, they're completely intact. And the reason that matters is because I actually had these figures already, and here they are. So I actually have 2 of them now, a piece. My Rodan is good. There's a little wear on the wings here. They're beginning to tear. I'll probably have to super glue them in a year or a few years. But aside from that, she is wonderful, and I always thought of Rodan as a girl. Always did. Don't know why, just always did. So I'm going to refer to Rodan as a she, and if anybody cares to correct me, that's fine. You can say whatever you like, because you're a million miles away over the internet. And here's Godzilla, which I also have, and I feel bad because in the incident that destroyed my original Mechagodzilla, it took off 2 of his toes, 2.5 of his toes. But this figure, I felt bad throwing him away because he was pretty much intact, so I still have him, and he's special to me, but I am glad that I have an intact version now. And, yeah. So that would conclude the Rodan and Godzilla figures. Now, this figure, King Ghidorah, is awesome. I mean, he's 3 heads, He looks like he's gonna bite your face off. And the coloration is great, the detail is great. I've noticed, and other people have said it, that the tail is kind of... It sucks because it pops off really easily, and there's always been a gap right here unless you force it. Sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's not. And the wings are very floppy, like Mothra, but... And that bothered me as a kid. I had a Ghidorah as a kid, not a Ghidorah. Never this one, except for that rubber version that you could bend. I had that one, and I liked that one. But this one, as a kid, it would always bug me if anything was loose on a toy. And so I somehow lost the Ghidorah. But now I have Ghidorah to replace him, sort of. And that concludes that figure. Now, a figure I always wanted as a kid, but never had because they never sold him in my area, is spacegodzilla. Oh, and look at him. He is just colored magnificently. He's not accurate to the movie, but screw the movie. No, I like the movie, but screw the movie as far as being accurate, because the coloration on this guy is just in your face. He is blue. Look at that. He is blue, and his chest just pops. It just pops, and every kid would love, every Godzilla-loving kid would love this figure. I love this figure, and I never got him as a kid, and now I have him, and he's more than I wanted. His tail is awesome, his spikes are awesome, his shoulders are awesome, his head is awesome, and everything about this figure is awesome. Now, there is something I noticed after the packaging was delivered, and I opened it, and the seller did say that there were no broken parts on this figure. However, he is missing a toe. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God in heaven. Oh Godzilla in heaven. Or hell, actually, probably. Please save the seller. No, I don't care. It's only a toe. And you know what? That might have happened when I was opening it. It might have happened during shipping. I mean, these toes are very brittle. It's a hard plastic, unlike some parts of the figure, like the head and the limbs and the tail, which are rubbery. But this is a hard plastic, so it's just a toe. I mean, honestly, I don't intend to sell these figures. If I ever do, if I'm ever poor, it'll still go for a good price. Because hell, even if all these figures go for like $5, which they will not, they will go for more, at least 10. And I could probably fix that with some paint and a little bit of clay, anyway. But I will make my money back, because I got a great deal on them. And those are the 5-inch Trendmasters figures. And I love all of them. And I love the seller, who I cannot remember right now. And one day, because one of the sellers is going through something weird, like he's no longer selling figures, and he had a lot of them. So one day, after I figure out all my sellers, I will give you a list, and I hope you buy from them, because they're all awesome. So that's it. Thank you, everyone. Good night.